Hello, how you doing? Travathan here. So we just finished the happiness series. If you haven't watched that, go back to the video previous to this. You'll see the last one that we did, but then maybe best to just go back to number 1 of the happiness series and take a look. 12 ways, tips and tricks, 12 videos, ways that you can make yourself happier. So on that note, and sorry, I just really had to do that. On that note, I wanted to just come in and do a kind of a brief video here. You know, my whole thing is about extraordinary thinking. And there is like a Grand Canyon gap between ordinary thinking and extraordinary thinking. I like to teach people extraordinary thinking, which is almost the complete opposite of ordinary thinking. Ordinary thinking is the way the world works now. It doesn't work too well, does it? No. There's a reason for that, because ordinary thinking doesn't work well. And at some point, I really hope, I don't think I'll see it in my lifetime, but I hope my grandkids and maybe their kids see it. I hope we hit a point where we go above ordinary thinking. That's my whole thing. That's what I like to teach people to do. So part of these videos is that sometimes me, being of a sort of scientific mind quite often, will look out in the world and see things and just ignore a lot of it. But then there's things that happen where I just have to say something. So that's what happened this past week. I encountered a situation where I just felt like, oh my gosh, I know I'm going to get in trouble for doing it. I know I'm going to get feedback, lashback, kickback, and I know it's going to be like, I'm going to go, I wish I would have had a V8. No, I'm going to do it anyway. So, one of the followings I have is on Facebook. And as you guys know, Facebook is a zoo of misinformation. Tons of it. And so what came up this week was somebody sent me over a video, 2 women in this video talking about COVID. And the person sent me the video because what she was saying was, is this right? Like, is what these women saying, is it right? It doesn't seem right. What they were talking about was COVID and the law of vibration. So as a lot of you who watch this channel know, and other channels like this, that everybody focuses on the law of attraction. But the law of vibration is the first law. The law of attraction is a secondary law. It's like you have your arm and you have your hands and then you have your fingers. What's the main law? Your arm, your hand, or your fingers? You know the answer somewhere deep in there. I'm going to let you figure that out. But it's the same thing here. So these women, and yes, I'm just going to say it, they're Trump fans. Now, it could go the other way too. They could be Biden fans or whatever. It doesn't matter. That part's not important. But what is important is that they had on all the paraphernalia. The hat, the t-shirts, the flags, one gal had a Bible under her arm. Now, I'm not saying this is good, bad, right, wrong, indifferent. I'm just saying that's what it was. That was let's just face reality, that's what it was. So, what they were saying was they were aware that neither one of them, these were sort of middle-aged women, probably around, I'm in my 60s, close to my 70s, so they're probably around there. They know they're not going to get COVID. They're not going to wear a mask. They are not doing social distancing. They are not washing their hands. They are not gathering in small groups. They are not minding curfews, blah, blah, blah. Because they know they're not going to get COVID. Because they know about the law of vibration. Did I say Facebook is just like a zoo of misinformation? Yes. So What's important to note on this is not the paraphernalia they had, what they were wearing, who they follow or don't follow. That's not what's important. But what is important is misinformation. This is misinformation. The law of vibration states that the level at which you vibrate, your energy, either opens the door for good things for you or closes the door. In other words, hate will close the door and it will bring more hate to you. Love will open the door and it'll bring more love to you. Super simple. What these women were doing was they were talking, lip service, about the law of vibration and how they learned about this law of vibration. And so they know they're not going to get COVID because they vibrate at such a high rate that COVID can't touch them. Now here's the problem with this. Now I like to say it's a project. You would think of it probably as a problem. I don't really see it as that, but I'm going to say that because that's the terminology that is used in the world. The thing is, if you're saying, I know I'm not going to get COVID because I'm vibrating at such a high rate that COVID can't touch me, you're friggin' gonna get friggin' COVID. Because your words don't match what you're saying as far as your vibration. Okay, so if you're putting all this energy into, I'm not going to get COVID, I'm not going to get COVID, I'm not going to get COVID, you're drawing it right to you. If you're saying I'm healthy and whole and you don't care about COVID, you have a better chance of not getting it. However, what's also really important about this is that these are people who are taking something as simple as the law of vibration, completely misusing it, and also not respecting other people. Now, I might lose followers for this. That's okay, because my life isn't based on followers. So what's really important is you have to ask yourself, what really matters here? What really mattered here was they did not want to wear a mask. They did not want to keep social distancing. They did not want to wash their hands. They did want to go to rallies and stand side by side of hundreds of people. They wanted to do all that. But guess what? It's not all about them. This whole thing is about you and me. And you and me respecting each other. So if somebody's saying, I'm vibrating at a high rate, so I know I'm not going to get COVID, they're completely misunderstanding the law. The fact that they're focusing on it, the way that they are focusing on it, means they're afraid of it. That came through pretty clear in the tone of their voice and stuff like that. So whatever you're afraid of, you attract to you. So the other part of this is, one of my main thoughts was, is it so hard to wash your hands? Is it so hard to just wear a mask? I mean, I'm here at home, so obviously I'm not doing that. Is it so hard to just keep social distancing in place? Is that so hard? Well, to some people it really is. It really is. And they're really not going to do any of those things. And I'm just going to put it straight out there. It's a lack of respect for self, and it's a lack of respect for others. So it doesn't matter what party you are. It doesn't matter where you live. It doesn't matter what color you are. It doesn't matter what religion you are. It doesn't matter whether you make a lot of money or make a little bit of money. It doesn't matter whether you're working, retired. It doesn't matter if you're old or you're poor, or you're older or you're young, you're rich or you're poor. None of that stuff matters, because COVID doesn't care about any of that stuff. But we do have to be careful in this consciousness movement, I think we can call it literally, that we do stay conscious and that we do understand the laws that operate in our world, and that we use them mindfully and as properly as possible. So what I want to say is, if you are some of the people who have watched some of these videos and you actually believe that if you just say that you're vibrating at a high rate and you're not going to get COVID, but then you go to some rally or some meeting or something where you're like against everything and you're holding any kind of an against position, you're not in any kind of a high vibrational rate at all. You're just fooling yourself. Or as my dad used to say, you're just funning yourself, but you're not really there. So what is a high rate of vibration? Respecting yourself and respecting others. Now I know that's really blunt, and I'm okay with that, because sometimes these hard things just have to be said. If you really want to get to a high rate of vibration, you do it from love. Is it loving to just not wear a mask and not care if somebody around you gets sick or not? Is that loving? I don't call that loving. And it's not all about you. It's like I have a brother who, the last time I spoke to him, and it probably will be the last time he ever speaks to me, he was talking about the political arena, which I don't dive into much anymore, but I am today just for this purpose. And he was saying how, you know, he has his mind made up and he's never going to change it and blah, 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 blah. And he just doesn't want to hear about any of it, which I understand. I don't want to either, really. But sometimes you just have to be aware of the facts. So he was saying, my life's great. My life's fine. I don't care about anybody else's life. Now, I'm going to just say that's not a high rate of vibration. And it's kind of the same thing that these people in the video were doing, is they were, without saying the words, they were kind of saying, hey, I'm great. I don't care about you. So just out of respect for other people, I think it's important that we take care of ourselves, yes, but we also just, it's so simple just to wear a mask. So I know this isn't popular to talk about. I know I'll probably lose some people following me, but you do what you got to do. That's what I say. If you don't like what I have to say and you just can't stand it, then I guess we're done here. But if you can just let me have my view and you have your view as well, we're probably good. Because all of this at some point will pass. And hopefully people will be nicer to each other when it does. And we can all get along a little bit better. But the law of vibration is a law. And you can't change it. And I can't change it. But to manipulate our own minds and think to ourselves, I'm vibrating at a really high rate, even though I'm going to go and like talk about how I hate Democrats or something like that. And it could be the same on the other end too. If you're a Democrat and you go and talk about how you hate Republicans, it's the same thing. You are not vibrating at a high rate. That had to be said. Take it or leave it. But I am going to wear a mask. I am going to keep the social distancing in order. I don't even go out unless I absolutely have to, and I try to do as much without contact as I can. Why? Does it mean I'm scared? I'm not. I'm not scared. But I am respectful of other people around me, because one of the things we know about this thing is you could have it and not know it. You could have no symptoms whatsoever, and you could be spreading it around. So let's hope it gets over soon. I just need to come out here and say that, because it really drives me absolutely crazy when I see people misusing the law and talking about it, where they have lots and lots and lots and lots and lots of people listening to them, believing what they say, and what they say could not be more wrong, more inaccurate. So, misinformation, oh yeah, big time. Usually I don't say anything about these things, I just let it slide. But this one was really important, because that video is going all over the place, and several other like it are going all over the place, and people believing that stuff. Yeah. So till we catch up again, I'm just going to say, take good care of yourself. Please respect other people. It's not so hard. Even if you don't want to, please just respect other people. It isn't hard. It's not hard to just stick a mask on when you go out. It's not hard. So wash your hands, do all that stuff. That's just my thing. I'm going to do it. If you want to do it with me, great. All right? But please be respectful to yourself and others as we go through this pandemic. So that's my little spiel, and I hope to catch up with you next time. If you choose to leave the channel, it's been nice knowing you. For those of you who are staying and allowing me to have my opinion, knowing that I'm going to allow you to have yours, you are extraordinary thinkers. So I'm going to put some videos up here for you, hopefully to help you on your life journey of extraordinary thinking. Take a look at these, pick something that you want to watch, and I'll catch you next time. Bye.